Hi, I'm Wolfgang and welcome to my quick tips video. Today I want to talk to you about finding yourself and enjoying life. Last month was extremely interesting. In fact, I rekindled an old passion and spent time on my own re-energizing and finding direction in my life again. Yes, I know you are confused and thinking, what? That man always has direction. Well, most of the time. But I'm also a human being, and I also get caught up in things and issues that are not good for me. This realization came about because I spent a contract on a cruise ship. That's my old passion. And I spent most days at sea. What a great recharge. Just sitting on the deck, looking out over endless water and just soaking in the peace around me. This made me seriously think about my life and the life we all live. It was a time of reflection as well as questioning what my real priorities are and where my current ones have gone off track. This all happened by accident, as I had actually loaded lots of work on my laptop so I could catch up on all my admin. And the first time I switched on my computer, I noticed I had interrupted an earlier update, and basically the software I needed to complete all my tasks was not going to work. And you know, the download via satellite from a ship would cost me more than literally buying a new computer. So I was in fact forced to relax and contemplate about my life. Best thing that ever happened to me in years. Now, why do I say that? Well, I've always believed in sharing personal stories and happenings, as I believe this keeps me authentic. Now, additionally, I need to stress that I've always seen myself as a very middle-of-the-road person, no different from anyone else. The only thing that I could maybe be seen as let's say, a differentiating factor could be my attitude. Now, even though I preach against it, the reality is that we all do get caught up in the rat race, even if we don't want to. And we do end up living a rushed life and putting simple priorities aside. I don't know, somehow it manages to sneak up on us so subtly we don't notice how it takes over. Does that sound familiar? Now, what do I mean? Is it just me, or have you also noticed that today you cannot live without your email? If you are in another city, your priority is a Wi-Fi connection, and if you don't find one, you stress out that you could be missing an important message. Sadly, when you eventually do find a connection, and sometimes even fork out a small fortune to get one, you're merely bombarded with spam. Similarly, if you haven't checked your email in 24 hours, while you're at home or at your office, you go into a panic mode. It's as if we have become a slave to instant communication. And even though we complain about it, we simply cannot live without it. Or can we? And our mobile phones, oh my goodness. Do I really need to comment? One thing I've never forgotten is that there is a red button on my phone. Now, in case you don't know what it is, it switches the phone off. You know, there was a stage in my life where my phone would ping in the middle of the night. And someone somewhere in the world has just decided to send me a silly joke or a pic. That damn ping always woke me up, and for some or other reason, there is no way I could go back to sleep until I looked at what it was. Does this sound familiar? And then, most of the time, it was an annoying spam message from the mobile phone provider trying to sell me something in the middle of the night. Occasionally, it was a joke from a mate in a different time zone. Bottom line, it was never anything important. I knew this but I still had to get up to read it. How crazy is that? Today, the phone is off, or it remains in my office. If someone really wants you, they will leave a message or contact you later. It's really as simple as that. Have you visited friends and spent most of your time on your phone while at your friends? Or have your friends invited you over and done that? You know, Dale Carnegie, he was the 70s author of How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think he'd be spinning in his grave if he saw what was going on today. You will never build or nurture true friendships if you look at your phone the whole time. Yes, I know, often one is tempted to show a gag or phone a friend and network your current friends with someone on your phone. Stop. Put it off. Leave it at the front door. Make an effort to connect with your friends under four eyes. Now, you know what? One of two things can happen. You will suddenly realize that there's a whole new, different and interesting side to your friend, and the relationship will deepen and blossom. Or you will see that you have absolutely nothing in common, hence the phone use the whole time. You see, the problem in today's world is that we try to fit in everywhere instead of being ourselves and genuine people. I also feel that we have become information overload junkies. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, not only are we overexposed to more information than any generation before us, we also try take it all in. How crazy is that? It reminds me of that question, when is enough enough? How much information do we really need to function in the world today? Do I really need to know which brain-dead celebrity in LA has another unmentionable body part rejuvenated? Need I say more? Hello? Do I really need to read 4 pages of subjective vote-collecting stirrings of greedy politicians in the newspapers who are only thinking of themselves? Come on, let's be realistic here. The week I spent at sea, thinking and meditating about my own life without the constant bombardment of sensationalist media drivel, was fantastic. I didn't get upset once. My blood pressure didn't rise, and I smiled all the time. Yes, I know the purists amongst you will advocate that we do need to be exposed to world events. Yes, of course we do. But at what pace? Do I really need to know the latest happenings every 2 hours? Does what happens, for example, in Chile affect me right now if I live in Singapore? Like anything in life, we need a balance. Plus, we need to take care of our immediate environment around us, as that plays a huge role in determining our happiness here and now. Ask yourself, how much information do I really need for that? I find that everyone is so interested in what everybody else is doing that they never have time or any inclination to work on themselves and to improve their own image within their society. Come on, surely that makes sense. You are entitled to your opinion. Having time on my own, I thought about all the self-righteous and minority groups in the world who complain daily about being marginalized. Have you also noticed that they seem to be creeping out of the woodwork, and there are more and more of them every day? Best of all, they are the most outspoken and at times aggressive people out there. They are entitled to say how they have been mistreated and have the right to their own beliefs and religious freedoms. Yet when I do exactly what they are doing, standing up for my rights, your rights, you are labeled as racist, elitist, or discriminating against them. What is going on in the world? How does that work? They may demand that everyone changes or dances to their tune, yet complain if we do the same. If anything, my time alone has made me realize that this unrealistic political correctness is not working, and that we all need to start standing up for what we believe in. And we need to tell more idiots that they are idiots and stop catering to their whims, and that you also have a right to your own views. What do you say about that? Well, that was one big realization for me. You see, the big problem here is respect. I will always respect everyone I meet first. But the times of me shutting up and keeping quiet when I'm not respected are long over. If you don't have the common decency or intelligence to realize that I too have a right to my own beliefs, then I'm seriously going to give you some of your own medicine back. And guess what? I'm going to feel much better for doing it too, especially now at my age. If you really think about it, what is your purpose in this life? To be jealous of the achievements of others and gossip at who is doing what to whom? Or is your purpose to leave a legacy and help those around you to find their purpose as well? None of this can be done if you're operating on a materialistic existence plane. You have to raise your consciousness. And the only way to do this is spend time with yourself, be honest with yourself, and identify what makes you tick. Of course, you also need to ask yourself, what makes you happy? You see, I've got another short video with 13 regrets you shouldn't have once you grow older. I suggest you check it out. From me, Wolfgang, until next time, I trust I gave you some insight into life. Bye.